For the session?
Yes.
Fursey, I'll wait for Fursey first.
Oh, first, waiting for Fursey.
Thank you. I've put the timing in the chat. Thank you, Madam Timer.
Okay. Fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests, welcome to the advanced #Ardent Speaker Speech Meeting 254. My name is Sean, and I am honored to serve as your sergeant at arms for today's meetings. Before we start, let me kindly remind everyone of 3 simple ground rules that will help us to enjoy a wonderful meeting. First, please keep your microphone mute until it is your turn to speak. Second, we encourage you to turn on your camera for wonderful audience interaction if it is convenient for you. Third, the meeting will be recorded. If you prefer not to be recorded, you are welcome to turn off your camera, but please stay with us to enjoy and learn as much as you can. Now, let's put our hands together and warmly welcome our present distinguished Toastmaster Live to the virtual stage.
Thank you to our amazing Sergeant at Arms, Sean. First, I would like to welcome all the members coming to our advanced #Other Speaker. And I would like to acknowledge our District 51 Club Growth Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Patricia Yap, past International President, Distinguished Toastmaster Datuk Dr. John Lau, and of course, Distinguished Toastmaster Alicia Curtis, who is serving as the Division Director in Australia as well. And fellow members, welcome again, once again. And I don't want to speak too much. I want everyone to have more time in Fursey Masterclass. And now I'd like to invite our Toastmaster of the day, Distinguished Toastmaster Alicia Curtis, to start the session. Alicia, I pass the session to you now.
Thank you very much to our wonderful president, Like Hockford. Please give him a huge round of applause. He's led our team to wonderful success this year as we aim to achieve Smedley Distinguished here at Advanced #Ardent Speakers. Today we have the pleasure of hearing one of my favorite speakers, and I'm sure one of your favorite speakers from around the globe, and it's none other than Fursey Gotuaco. Fursey is a finalist of the World Championship of Public Speaking, not only once, but twice in 2022 and 2024. He is a speech coach, a TEDx speaker, as well as a that's how you say it, Goal Up Strengths coach. He's also done TEDx coaching as well. He has over 30 years experience of teaching students of all ages, so I'm assuming from 0 to 100 plus. So he's a master craftsman of his absolute craft. He's an executive speech coach at Speaking with Fursey. He's a former theatre teacher and administrator at Azle High School, former principal at Upper School at Hangzhou International School. He holds 2 master's degrees, Master of Fine Arts, as well as Master of Educational Administration. He's a former principal, so let's all be taught by the wonderful and illustrious Fursey Gotuaco. Take it away, Fursey.
Thank you, Alicia. Wow, you got the long version in there. Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, everyone, here we go. We're going to be talking about the power of presentation. This isn't just about the power to speak. It's about the power to transform. Yeah? It is about the power to transform people's lives. To take off the old coat and teach them how to find a brand new life. Maybe even to take off their tie and tell them how to relax. Or hey, Maybe it's about a whole new mindset, Patricia Yap. That's right. You're teaching them when you speak, it's okay, Susanna, to take it all off. Don't worry. There's something underneath there. It's about a whole different state of mind, isn't it, Robin? That's what we want to do with our audiences. We want to show them it's a brand new life after you have been listening to my speech. That's the power our presentations have. That's why Toastmasters has linked leadership with speakership so closely together. Because if you're going to speak, that essentially means you are leading a group of people. What direction are you leading them? That's up to you. But the elements that it takes to lead people, that's what we're going to be covering today. So let's take a look at this. When you are speaking, the first question you've got to have is, what's the main point? That's the first thing. Do you know what your point is? If you've got that, then you've got the start. But let's keep going. There you go, Alicia Curtis. That's very nice. I had to leave mine outside. They're in one of those Zoom modes where they're kind of like zooming. I said, I'm going to be on Zoom, and they go on, ah, and they start zooming around. So they're locked out. But this is what you want to know. Grab a screenshot of that. You have to know what you already know. And you have to know your nonverbals. You have to know the oral power that you have. And then you've got to know your we. I'm not saying you're we. No, I'm saying going from me to we. And we'll discuss that a little bit more. So, first thing, know what, technology. Screenshot. Before you go into your presentation, there are so many things that you can do to prepare to reduce the anxiety level that you have. We know how much anxiety level we can have, and we know that it can be a killer. It can prevent people from rising to who they can really become. But not only that, it will decrease our effectiveness. I know Alicia, Patricia, Robin, you're veteran speakers. Feta feels comfortable up on stage. So it's not a matter of fear at that point, right? But there are things that we can do to make us more effective speakers, increasing the power of our presentations. And these are the elements. Know your message. Know your story. Knowing your audience, knowing your space. Now, it sounds simple to say that. Like it's simple to say, know your message. But do you really know your message? Remember the first slide I showed you? Do you know your message? Can you get it down to 8 words? You'd be amazed at how many people I say, what's your message? Like when I'm coaching them, I go, what's your message? And they're like, well, you know, it started out as when I was doing this and I was there and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't need you to tell me the organic ritual you went through to get to your message. What is the message? And they realize they're not sure what their message is. They know what is within them. They know there is something so important within them that they want to share, but they're not sure what that message actually is in one sentence that they can say. So I appreciate the fact that you're up there wanting to share something, but can you nail it down? So know your message. The next thing is know your story. I mean, know your story, Joyces. Know it to where it can fit this amount of space. Know it to where it can fit this amount of space, and know it to where it can fit in this amount of space, or maybe even that. Sometimes to be effective, we've got to know our story so well that we can play it like an accordion. You guys know the accordion, right? Yeah, Robin plays that instrument all night long. So we've got to know. We have to know. And we know this ahead of time. When you know all of these things ahead of time, it reduces your stress level. Now you feel more like this when you're doing your presentation. Susanna, does this make sense? Because where does the stress come from, right? The stress comes from, oh my gosh, I'm panicking. Oh my gosh, I have anxiety. It's right back there in the back of the brain. But if you can think rationally ahead of time, then you're thinking with the front of your brain. And this thinks rationally. This processes information rationally. It allows you to stay calm. So the more you know about what you're supposed to know, the less anxious you're going to feel. And the more effective your presentation will be. Knowing your story, knowing your message, know your audience. Now with us, I get it. We're Toastmasters, right? We're Toastmasters. And we get a little complacent about that. We get a little complacent. Does everybody know that word? Complacent. And so I challenge fellow Toastmasters that we move away from fellow Toastmasters as a phrase, and we move away from the assumption that everyone is a fellow Toastmaster, because we're all going to have to do presentations outside of Toastmasters. Now, let me explain that, because I was like, Fursey, was that a riddle? If we really want to be effective speakers outside of Toastmasters, which is why Toastmasters was created by Ralph C. Smedley, right? 1924, Santa Ana, been to the building, wonderful stuff. But he didn't create Toastmasters so we could be good Toastmasters. He created Toastmasters so we could be good outside, out there, and out there. So we need to get out of the habit of fellow Toastmasters where we subconsciously start to think we know everybody in the room. And you have to think, who are these people? What do they need from me, individually or as a group? What do they need from me? I recently did a presentation for a group in Birmingham, Alabama. Now, they're 12 hours away. They're literally on the other side of the globe, 12 hours away. They're celebrating their 22nd anniversary. This guy and I just met at the international convention. He goes, hey, you want to speak our anniversary? I was like, okay. And then he goes, hey, our anniversary's coming up. You still good to speak? And I was like, who are you? Like, I didn't know him in email. Then he sent me a picture that we took, an Aussie. And I went, oh, okay. But if I just went in there and started going, hey, everybody, congratulations on your 22nd anniversary, Patsy. Hey, congratulations, Susanna. Congratulations, Feta. It'd be like, dude, we've had you on the calendar since August, and the best you can give us is congratulations? Whoopee. It's not very powerful, is it, Susanna? You might as well just do this. Whee! Let's have a party. I was like, really, Fursey? Come on, man. We zoomed you all the way in from Bangkok, and this is the best you have for our big shindig? So I'll tell you something I did. I did some research, and I found out a little bit more about them. I dug into their history. And I talked about some of the people who founded that club 22 years ago. And I found their pictures. Their name is VA Voices. They're talking about veterans. They're talking about people who put their life on the line for their country. They're talking about people who feel things at a very deep level. And so I pulled up pictures from their history, went through all the social media, and I even got a video of their officer induction from about 10 years ago. if you can believe it. I got a video, maybe 15 years ago. I got a video from their officer induction and showed just a short clip, just to remind them, this is who you are. This is what you're capable of. This is what you've been doing for 22 years. That 22 years, someone planted the seed. Someone planted the seed of a tree 22 years ago, and now we are all eating of its fruit. We are sitting in its shade. We are climbing. We are climbing that tree, and we have vision of the world around us because we are standing up in a tree that was planted 22 years ago. That's what we wanted to do, to honor those who have been here doing this Toastmaster organism that continues to give to others. Was it a risk? Yeah. Is it what they wanted? Wasn't sure at the time. I'm sure now. So know your audience. Understand what it is that you're really giving to that group of people. Understand what they need and what they want. There are also times when, I went too far. There are also times when I do a lot of research by speaking to people in the organization. So I'll do my research by asking if I can speak to certain individuals. I ask them who are the up and coming people. I ask them what have been your pain points. I did Japan last year, Korea. I asked them about their district. I talk to individuals in their district. I have Chicago coming up. I'm talking to people in the district about what they need to see and what they want to hear. These are the ways that we engage our audience. This is how we grow our ability to be powerful presenters. Doing just that little bit of research. Know your space. You can know your space. This is especially important for those of you in contest. Know the space you're going into. Know what the acoustics are like. Know what the lighting is like. You know what? The semifinals in 2024, I went into the room, both the semi and the finals. I went into the room the night before. But in the semifinals, I discovered something. The lighting was off. The lighting was coming from this side and this side, 3 lights. But here's the thing that I know about lighting. If you only have 3 and they're covering areas 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, the middle is actually dark. I know that's hard to explain without the physics of it, but the way that the lights were focused down center, meaning closest to the audience, is dark. And if I stood on the left-hand side, only half my face is lit. It's like this. You see how only half my face is lit? It's like that. So if I was on this side of the stage, if I was on this side of the stage, this side of my face was dark. I had to be aware of that. And if I look this way, if I turn this way, my face is dark. It's very hard to have a comedic speech when your face is dark. It's very hard to have a dramatic one too, but it's a little easier. So know your lighting. Know where the light is coming from, right? You can see my face now, right? Some of you are like, oh my gosh, the glare off that man's head is just horrible. So the idea is know self-effacing humor, Feta, right? Always works. So Duncan, we have to know our lighting, and you can do that. And that's going to lower your anxiety. That's going to lower your anxiety level. It's going to allow you to give the very best presentation that you can, and you can even play with it. Now, just because the audience is lit with that hotel lighting that you get doesn't mean that the stage is lit. So be aware of that. And especially, those times when the LED screen is lit up, right? How many of you guys have been there, right? You go to a conference and the LED screen, they got that technology, and the hotel wants to show off, woo, we got LED, and you can't see their face. I just went to a conference. It was a women's conference, downtown Bangkok. There they are trying to honor these women. They got these really big LEDs. And I went, you want to know something? We can't see their face because it's a hotel. They don't have lighting for the face. That means the people you were trying to honor were actually in the dark. So be aware of that. Be aware of where your lighting is and how you can maximize the opportunity. So let me review K before I go on to NOW. Know your message, know your story, know your audience, and know your space. The N, the non-verbals. The non-verbals. Did you guys get a screenshot? Screenshot! Screenshot, Kimmy, screenshot. So let's do this. Gestures, if you can remember only one word today, one, count them. One. Did you notice that? That's I detest this gesture. Like people are going, you're showing me one finger to show one? You didn't think we could count to one, Fursey? Right? Don't do that. Red rum. No need to do that. One gesture. One thing to think about gestures. Elbows. Can everyone show me your elbows? Excellent. If you can remember one word from today, Duncan, elbows. Hottie, elbows. Get your elbows up. It's not dinner time on the Titanic. You don't have to keep them in. Elbows out. Once you put your elbows up, you are going to own the space, whether it's in Zoom land or whether it's in real world stuff. Elbows up will remind you. So no matter what else I tell you today, do remember elbows. Now, here's the 3D. Direction. What direction are your gestures going in? What direction are your gestures going in? Think about this. Oop. Okay, there we go. Think about this. There are 3 planes, Planes, and they are the sagittal plane. Here, let me throw it up here. Grab a screenshot of this, then I can go on to explain it. Screenshot. Everybody got that? Imran, you got it? Okay, here we go. So here's what you want to think about. The sagittal plane. That's a geometric plane that divides your body left from right. One thing you can do to make yourself more powerful on stage, cross over the sagittal plane. Your whole body crosses over. Your hands cross over. Watch my head, watch my head. My head crosses over. Because everybody expects this, right? Everybody thinks you're supposed to be, today in my country. No, stop that. It's just tedious. It's the suit. Remember the suit that I had? I'm not going to put it back on for you, Robin. But remember the suit? You don't want that. You want this. You want a little pizzazz. So go ahead, cross your hands across that plane. The plane, yes? The next one is the horizontal plane. The horizontal plane tends to be at the elbow. You know, because that's where we tend to be. Our elbows down and we tend to do this. Now this is, Robin, what do I call this?
Vertical,
What do I call this gesture?
horizontal.
Yes, this is the, come on, cat. This is the proverbial forklift. This is, let me show you. I'm gonna put this down. Don't worry, Patsy, I got pants on. This is the forklift method, right? When I'm speaking, hello everyone, I have an important message for you. Like, really? It doesn't look important. Looks like you're kind of begging for food or something. This is forklift. Beep, beep, beep. I am going to deliver a message, and it's so important that I have a palms up gesture that basically says, I have nothing. Let's be real. Yeah, people say, oh, it's a nice open gesture. That's garbage. It's not an open gesture. It's a gesture of I give up. It's a gesture of I don't know what else to do. Right, Betty? Because I tell people, do something with your hands. The first thing they do is this. And then I say, okay, come up with something else. I don't know what else to do. Like this is all they know what to do. Seriously? Seriously? Your entire life of living and this is all that you can do? Listen, we gesture everywhere in our life. Everywhere except on stage. Go figure. So, most horizontal gestures tend to be there. What I want you to do is think about raising and lowering your hand. Go ahead, give it a try. Raise and lower your hand. Yeah, now raise it above the box. Wah! Come down here. Okay, right? This is what we do. And if you watch that video of me from the finals in 2024, the first couple seconds, within the first 30 seconds, I'm standing on a chair. And then that last part that you just saw, I'm sitting on the ground. I'm breaking the horizontal plane. Where people expect to see you, you break it. Where people expect to see your gestures, you break it. Not just with your hands, but with your eyes. Watch. So you can enhance your speech by breaking those planes. The horizontal, the sagittal, and try this. Go ahead with me. Mirror my hands. Will you? Hand up. And go back, go back, go back, go back. There. Here's the gesture you need to master. You're like, what am I doing, Dave? You're pointing to your PowerPoint, Kimmy. Right? We all have PowerPoints. We all have to do PPT. And everybody does PPT by doing this. Like I'm just going to stand here and praise the PPT God. Oh, heavenly Microsoft. Come on, Bill Gates has enough money. He doesn't need you to do that. What he needs you to do is to be able to point to your PowerPoint. So this is power, and this is point. PowerPoint. Just go ahead. Be able to gesture backwards. This is the frontal plane, and we break the frontal plane by going backwards. We tend to go forwards with the frontal plane. Realize that we can go backwards. So it's not just your PPT, but think about this, Duncan. Remember when we talk about things in the past? Does this make sense, Jeanette? That's all behind me now. How else do you show your audience that something can be behind you? Literally. But no one ever points that way, so it's not so bad. Yeah? So be thinking about that. Know your nonverbals. And this also includes your face. So here we are. We're going to do a quick drill, all right? Match my facial expression. Ready? Okay, here's the first one. Oh, that's good, Jeanette. That's good. Patricia, take photos now. You got feta. Good. Now sad. Good. How about sly? Get your smile going out one side of your face. Okay, one eye up. I know, you're like, how does he do that with his eyebrow? Lots of exercise, man. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Your children are going to be looking at you going, what is up with dad and mom? I know it, Duncan. You were doing that really well, but your kids are going to be like, have you seen dad lately? He's got that whole eyebrow thing going on. Yes, so our facial expressions can help communicate to your audience what emotions not just you are feeling, but they should be feeling. And there's a big difference. All right, so know what you know your nonverbals. The O, K-N-O-W. Screenshot. Know your oral power. Now, Vicky, we all speak, don't we? We all talk. Let's put it that way. We all talk. We go to Starbucks, we talk. Yeah? We go to dinner, we talk. But listen, what we got to do, Hari, when we're at the microphone, we have to speak. And when we are speaking, it's more than just talking. You feel me? Because that's exactly what you want them to do. You want them to feel you, Asha. You want them to feel your voice vibrating. Realize that your voice is comprised of air coming out through your vocal cords, which vibrate. And then they come out through your nasal passage and out through your mouth with vibration. Sound is a vibration. And people can feel that. People can feel that. So understand how you have pitch, power, pause, and pacing. Now, pitch is a high-low. Everybody do this with me. I want you to hum. Or just go, ah. Good. Now, as I raise and lower my hand, I want you to adjust your pitch like this. Listen first. Sounds like an ambulance, doesn't it, Betty? Betty's like, oh my gosh, somebody called 911 again. Okay, so what we're going to do, she's laughing because it might be true. No, what I want you to do is to adjust your pitch. Okay, ready? Everybody ready? Patsy, you ready? Now, Patsy, remember, you got to come back down. We're going to go up, but you got to come back down. Okay, here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right? You have all of those different pitches. Am I saying you should do all of that in one word? No. All of these are tools. I don't want you to do all those hand gestures. I don't want you to do all these pitches all in one speech. You have a toolkit. Use the appropriate tool. In your kitchens, all right? In your kitchens, you have all those different spices and all those different pots and pans, right, Feta, Vicky? We have all those different spices, all those pots and pans. Are you going to use them all on the same dish? No. You use certain spices for certain foods. You use certain pots and pans for certain dishes. Be appropriate. Same thing. So use the appropriate sound when you need it. Like for comedy. Comedy tends to be higher. Yeah, comedy tends to be higher. More serious, the gravitas tends to be lower. Yeah? So play with your pitch. Warm it up. Warm it up ahead of time. Don't let your speech be the first time you've used that pitch today. Yeah? Next is power. Power isn't just volume. Power is also an intensity. Like different gears on your bicycle or your car. Because you can be quiet, but be intense. Make sense? So where's the power? Oh, I love it. Right? Where's the power? Understand the different ways that you can intensify the power of what you're doing, because that's how you inflect certain words. That's how you inflect certain words, and that actually is what creates meaning. We're not going to get into it today, but it's all about key words. Realize that your audience cannot understand everything that you're going to say. They won't. You can't even remember a 5 to 7 minute speech that somebody said at the meeting last week. How are they going to remember a 20-minute keynote or a 40-minute keynote? Right? You'll be lucky if they remember one sentence. You'll be lucky. So pick the word that best conveys your meaning. Pick the one word that best conveys the meaning. Power. Pause. Pause is usually going to be before or after the most important word. Not necessarily phrase, but important word. That key word that I was talking about on power, use pause. Now pause can be this long, or this short, or this short, or this short. There you go, Jeanette. There's short, this short, this short. It can be this short. Pause can be fractions of a sentence. Fractions of a second. Yes? So be aware of that. And pacing. Now pacing is your whole speech. Pause and pacing are different things. Your pacing can be your whole speech. So think about this. How long are your sentences? What? What? What do you mean, how long are my sentences? How long are your sentences? 3 words? 5 words? 8 words? Do you know? Everybody gets worried about word count. Overrated. Once you've done your speech one time, you know the length of it because you timed it, you don't need word count anymore. I was coaching this one guy for the contest, and he's already passed area. He's working on division, and he's still worried about his word count. I was like, have you taken into account that you'll be pausing? Right. So therefore, your word count is useless. Oh. Yeah, you should be counting your pause count. But your pacing is based on other things, like how long your sentence is. Because if your sentences are all the same length, the way you're thinking, then it da-da, 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 da-da. Guess what your audience is going to do? Your audience is going to go to sleep. Vary the length of your sentences. Vary the length of your words. Monosyllabic words have a certain rhythm. Polysyllabic words, 5 or 6 syllables, will have a completely different rhythm. Not that I want you to use those long words all the time, but every once in a while, it's nice to change the pacing. How long are your paragraphs, your main points? Right? How long are your main points? They don't all have to be the same, because if they all fall into the same rhythm, you lose power. It gets dull. Yeah? Everybody, please say this with me. Today, I will speak with a rich, round, resonant voice. All together. Today, I will speak with a rich, round, resonant voice. Excellent. Nice job, Robin. Kimmy, would you try it, please? Kimmy, can you come off mute, or is it difficult? Okay, maybe you cannot. Kiran? Hadi, Kiran? Hari? Oh my gosh, nobody can do this. Okay, Feta.
Today I will speak with a rich, round, resonant voice.
Good. What I'd like for you to do, Feta, is to lower your pitch just a little bit, like you're whispering to your daughter or grandchild.
Today I will speak with a rich, round, resonant voice.
Good. Your pitch tends to be high, Feta. Your pitch tends to be high, which is partially why you're so funny, because you can do great comedy because of the higher pitches. What I'm going to recommend to you is that for those other moments, you find that lower register that you do have, we just don't think about it. Yeah? And so I would make this promise to yourself every day, everyone, in the mirror. Today I will speak. Did you get a screenshot of it? Today I will speak with a rich, round, resonant voice. When you first wake up in the morning, while you're still looking up at the ceiling, today I will speak with a rich, round, resonant voice. You'll find that in the English language, this will cover all the different sounds that you need to make. This will hit the letters at the ends of the words and will make sure that you have the resonance that you need to have to sound awesome. Yeah? K-N-O-W. And now we go to the we. Know your we. Understanding your pivot points. We talked about story earlier. Tell me, what's the story behind this, Jeanette?
I can't say the word, but you know what it means.
Really? What does it mean? Explain it to us, Jeanette. Tell us in great detail what he's trying to communicate. I
He's
know.
trying
He's
to,
probably in America and he's communicating from one card to another.
yeah, he's not
Absolutely.
happy.
Now, if we pivot to the other side, Jeanette, and some of you already know this, if we pivot to the other side, this is what we get. Does this make sense, Imran? We go from this to this.
Angle, you see different things.
Absolutely. And that's the we. We are so sure about our story, like it's our fingerprints, right? We tell our story like we know our fingerprints. And so I'm telling my story to my audience. I'm here reading my story, telling it to my audience. But here's the deal. You're on this side. Your audience is over here. Are you seeing your story from their point of view? Are you seeing their story from their point of view? If you cannot understand what they're actually, don't get Imran, don't get fixated on my hand. Right now he's going, how's he doing that with his hand? I don't understand. Totally getting distracted. So you, come on, Imran. So what you want to do is to be able to see, yes, this is my story, but I know all of you have pain in your own lives, right? You have to see it. And no, it doesn't just come at the end, okay? Listen, Patricia Yap, Feta, you and I, we've been around long enough. We've seen this in Toastmasters, haven't we? We've seen this. Hello, fellow Toastmasters. I'm going to tell you my story. La da da da, and this happened to me, this happened to me, this happened to me, this happened to me, and then I had that, and then I joined Toastmasters, and then now my life is great. Has this ever happened to you? Contest chair. We have to do better. Your audience is already tuned out. Yeah? Your audience is already tuned out. They tuned you out somewhere around then. You're not competing against other people in a contest. And you're not even competing against yourself. I know philosophically that sounds good, but you're not competing against yourself. You're competing against this. If you want to have a powerful presentation, then you have to be more powerful than this. And you can. Because this does everything except one thing. It doesn't give authenticity. Authenticity that we feel in your voice, authenticity in your gestures, authenticity in your facial expressions, authenticity in understanding what your audience is going through. This is the usual plot line right here. Yeah? This is the usual plot line. It's very standard. But I want you to think about pivot points. Remember? Pivoting from one to the other. Pivoting from one side to another. Seeing not just one side of your own story, but seeing it from what the audience should be getting. And these are the places where you should have pivot points. Screenshot. This will be the most important screenshot you take today. At all those points in your story, Asha, you need to have pivot points. Those are important points where the audience goes in one direction and then another direction and then another direction. You have to make sure they're with you. Kind of like when you're giving directions to find something. When you're telling somebody, okay, I want you to go here, go here, go here, go there. The most important things in your directions are what? When to turn left, when to turn right, when to go up the stairs, right? When you have a change of directions, when you pivot. Same thing in a story. We have to know when this happened. It's not just important that you tell it, it's important that your audience understands why that is significant. I'm going to say that again. It's important that your audience understands why it was significant. The me to we. Know exactly when you're relating to your audience. So, K Know what you know. My gosh, this was like the fastest 45 minutes ever. Know what you know. The N, know your nonverbals. The O is the oral power. And the we is being able to go from me to we. I know I went very quickly here. If you want to get more details, contact me. You can find me at either of these QR codes. Many of you are in this group. We do speeches all day long. The one on the right, you can scan it. It's free. And we can have a lot of fun and you can practice your speaking. Even if you're trying to get ready for a long speech, these speeches will get you ready for that longer speech. These are short speeches, but they'll prepare you because you can really practice your vocals. The other way, many of you might know, I've got a book coming out. And it's a great opportunity to get some of these insights about public speaking. Public speaking is not one magic bullet. I know everybody trying to tell you, just do this for 15 seconds and your life will change. That's not it. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. There's no silver bullet to public speaking. It is a matter of practice and practice and practice. But what are you practicing? In the book, I'll cover these kinds of details that you saw here today in great detail, in greater detail, so that when you're practicing, you know how to reflect on it. And that's how you improve, step by step. It's the human way. It's the real way. And it's going to be pretty darn authentic. I appreciate the time today. Thank you all very much. It's great to see so many familiar faces. Thanks, ardent speakers.
Thank you very much indeed, Fursey. I got a call just now from Patricia. Unfortunately, Patricia's got to jump out. She's got some very urgent business. It's just come up. So I'm going to be the questions master. Anyway, so thank you very much indeed, Fursey. I-K-N-O-Y. I know that I've got some work to do because I learned an awful lot today. Anyway, so the floor is open. Does anybody want to ask their questions of Fursey directly, or would you prefer to type them in the chat and give them to me? Because then I can give them to Fursey.
I would like to ask directly to Fursey. Hi, Fursey. I'm Imran.
Hi, Imran.
I just the recent week I was watching your speech and I was really amazed with how you could bring a simple incident into a life-changing message, and that's going to be the question actually. So most of us have one big issue when coming to the speech. Before getting on the stage, is what do we put on the paper first? What is the story that we're going to say? For most of us, we have a lot of stories revolving in our life, and choosing which one that we will relate to the audience is the most difficult part. It could be, I could have a most dramatic moment in my life, and I will have challenge to bring that and relate to the audience. How do you actually choose? What would be the right story that for us to start with?
That's a terrific question, Imran. If I were you, and if I were anybody, I would get used to doing that. I would keep looking around my life and talk to people and explain, you know, this happened today, and what I realize about life is yada, yada, yada. Just say that. It takes 2 minutes. Maybe. It takes 30 seconds, right? This happened to me today, and you know what? And then pull universal meaning out of it and see how they react all the time. See how they react. And you'll get a really good idea for what pulls them in. You'll get an idea if they're like, yeah, that's really great. Can you make me a sandwich? You know what I mean? You'll get a reaction right away. So I don't know if you guys have ever watched my little 2-minute videos that I put out there on Facebook, LinkedIn. Watch those. Some of them are on YouTube. Watch those 2-minute videos where I'll see something in life and then I'll start talking about it. And all of that is about being able to see something and pull meaning out of it. So practice it. Practice that a lot, and you'll start to get an idea.
All right, nice. Thanks, Ozzy.
You're welcome, Imran.
I have something come up in the chat. It's from Kimmy. It's actually not a question, it's a request. Kimmy, would you like to put your request to Fursey, please?
Okay, can you hear me, everyone? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. All right. So just now I missed the voice assessment test by Fursey, which is to read out a sentence. I would like to just read a sentence now for him and tell me in your words, in your frank, honest opinion, what is the sound tone of my voice quality, yeah?
You got it.
Today I will speak with a rich, round, resonant voice.
It's very thin.
I'll say that again.
Your
Okay, I'll say
voice
that
is
maybe with
your
more
nope, I got it. I got
gratitude.
it. I got it. Your voice is thin, so what I want you to do is hum. I want you to learn to hum, and this is for everyone. Everyone should learn how to hum. Can everyone do that? That's right. We're all waiting for the mothership to come down. No, I'm just kidding. But humming gives you a chance to resonate, yeah? So resonate a lot. I hum starting from 2 hours before a major event, I start humming just to get my voice warmed up for a major event. For this one, I was humming maybe 20 minutes because I knew I was on Zoom, I didn't need to project. But for 2 hour, for like if I had to do a keynote in front of people, 2 hours, I'm humming. I'm making sure that my voice is resonant. And that's what I would recommend for you. Thanks, Kimmy. I appreciate your tenacity.
All right.
Tenacity.
Oh,
Good
thank
word.
you.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, Kimmy. Anybody else with anything with a burning question? Asha, you've come up. Do you have a question for Fursey?
Yes, I have.
Good.
Good
Excellent.
morning, everyone. Yeah. So my question is, Fursey talked about pivot points, and we often get a suggestion of a smooth transitions in a speech. So I have a question that how my pivot point can be turned to the audience pivot point, like me to we.
What you want to easily say is what you're really doing in a pivot point is you're commenting on something, right? You're commenting on this, and so you're like, yes, and this happened to me, and these are the things that trouble us the most, aren't they? These are the things that trouble us the most, and they can really weigh us down. So here are my 5-point solution to solving the problem. One, do you see how you did that? This is what happened to me. This happens to all of us. Here's my solution. Do you see how you can switch it up immediately?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Going from me to we actually helps with those transition points tremendously.
Thank you, Fursey.
You're welcome, Asha.
And we have another hand up. I do believe it was Fata. Yes, you've got your hand up. Yeah.
Feta!
Thank you, thank you. I have a dilemma, and that dilemma is when I want to write a speech.
Have you seen a doctor about that?
Yes, I have, and he couldn't help.
Oh, a dilemma. I'm sorry. I thought you talked about something else. Go ahead. I was about to say, take a pill, man.
My dilemma is because I finished all my pathways, so I have no more projects. So I want to write a speech. Now, you know the horse and the cart, which goes first? I get the story, then message, then deliver a speech, or have the message, find the story, and write a speech? You know, the horse and the cart, which goes first, in your opinion?
With who you are and where you are in your journey, Feta, and you are a man of not just great speaking experience, but you have so many experiences and you have so much to give. And the first few times I ever heard you, Feta, it was always in a funny table topic. It was something humorous. And it took almost over a year, maybe 2 years, for me to hear something with more gravitas, more seriousness. My suggestion to you is to think about in your life, with the wisdom you have and the things that you've faced, how can you share that with us? How can you help someone who doesn't know how to deal with those things? I think you're so smart and you're so good at what you do. I mean, the hotelier, you know, the how you work with people, how do you manage, how you lead. I think there's so much there for you to impart. I want to, if I were to challenge you with pathways, within the confines of pathways, right? Because seriously, you could operate outside of pathways and you'd be just fine. But if I were to challenge you, sir, I would say pick a pathway and choose, and with every single speech you do, connect it to your experience as a hotelier or some of the things that have happened in your life recently, and ask yourself, how can a 5 to 7 minute speech be a legacy to somebody else? How can I affect the lives of the people around me and increase my ability to impact? It doesn't mean that you're not speaking humorously, but I think it does mean that you are adding more tools to your toolbox. You have more skills to give. And I want people, Theta, I don't know if you have other mentees, but I want people to say, I want you to be my mentor. I don't want you just to teach me how to be funny, because I'm not sure that you can, because it's so instinctive for you. It's so instinctive. But I want people to say, Theta, would you be my mentor? Because I want to get into this business, because I'm a new father. I'm whatever it is, and I just see something in you that I need you to share with me. I need you to be the tree that I stand under the shade. And I think that's what you have to give. I think that's well within what you do. I would start there, give speeches, and then if it fits in a pathway, great. If it doesn't, you were awesome to begin with. And giving those speeches will still have great impact on the people who hear you.
Excellent. Thank you very much indeed for an excellent answer to a great question. And I think we've still got enough time for at least one more question. Does anybody have anything burning that they wish to ask Fursey here? Because if not...
I do have.
Okay, you do have or you don't have?
I have.
Oh, yes. Okay, please go ahead then, Vicky.
Hi, Fursey. So just now when you're talking about the sentence length, I impressed a language professor so much because I connected a few sentences to a sentence using connective words. That impresses him. So it taught me that it will make people lost track of my content. For example, the science shows that how MLM misuse itself, because MLM people love their way to research with their own bias, selective experiment, which in turn will cause people to thought it is science, but it is actually not science. This kind of skill that I have is kind of a blessing and a curse at the same time.
Vicky,
how do I?
Vicky, I'm not sure I understand. Can you give me
So
one
how
sentence?
Yes, that's why I.
Sorry. In all honesty, I got lost. I'm like, what are we talking about? What do you?
So how do I?
If I'm understanding you correctly, if I have it correctly, I would stay with short sentences. Sometimes when something is so scientific, I would stay with short and play with the pauses. When something is that sophisticated, I would give your audience time to absorb. I would give your audience time to absorb the information, and then if you have a long sentence, use it and then explain it. Right? If you give one long sentence, use the next 2 or 3 sentences to explain the long sentence. So here's the long one, and then it feeds.
Thank you. Okay, we better stop here.
Alright,
Actually, thank you very much
I get it,
indeed.
bro.
Thank you, Vicky, for your question. Thank you, Fursey, for your answer. Because we have actually run out, we've almost run out of time. I'm going to hand over now to Lai. Lai, would you like to take over and pass on everybody's thanks to Fursey?
Thank you, Duncan, for running the wonderful FAQ session. And of course, everyone, let's give a big love and applause to our speaker, Fursey Gotuaco. Thank you for sharing with us of your Master of P presentations. Now I'm learning along the way. And of course, everyone, I believe all of you have absorbed some knowledge. And of course, if you want to get in touch with Fursey, we have put the screenshot of his contact in the chat box. And now we will proceed with the appreciations of the role players for our masterclass today. Shan, do help me. You're sharing already. Of course, first we go for our speaker, Fursey first. Fursey, give us a big, wonderful smile. Are you ready? Of course he is. Get ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Next, Sean. Not the second one. Yeah, of course, for all the role players. Let me highlight. I'd like to apologize that our Toastmaster today, Alicia, has left the masterclass because she has something came up. So sorry for that. And next would be Janet is Janet. Oh yeah. Sorry, Janet. Okay, I will take the picture, everyone. Get ready. Smile. 1, 2, 3. Okay, done. Done. Next. Okay. I'd like to say thank you, everyone, for joining us today. And of course, you can always join us next session. And we'd like to invite our Club Vice President of Education, Distinguished Toastmaster Patricia, to do the closing remark for us. Pat, can you do that?
Thank you so much. My environment is a little noisy, but if you can hear me loud and clear, just give me a thumbs up.
Yes, we
Great.
can.
We really want to thank our